So your ELAR teaks, the reason why ELAR has to, for sure, 4 through 8 has to take it, EC through 6 have to take it, is because we know particular things have to happen in order for students to have the best chance possible at being proficient readers. Science tells us that. And it's the beginning portion. It's developing this sort of like map in their brain of different patterns, different sounds, different vocabulary words to build up their bank of knowledge and build up their ability to play metalinguistically in their brains with language. So for here, the foundational language skills, phonological awareness, print concepts, phonetics, morphology, right? Decoding and spelling, morphology to communicate, decode, and spell. So morphology is the different pieces in the word pieces. So these are the particulars that they have to do within this sort of standard, if you will. It aligns with our standard. So this one has to do with beginning reading and writing, and it focuses on phonological awareness, which includes print concepts, which includes phonetics and morphology, all of that. So we apply that phonetic knowledge by decoding words using orthographic, which means the actual letter patterns. So the AE, the IE, except after C, the patterns and rules with irregular and regular plurals. So we're showing them patterns of irregular words, teaching them patterns. The more we teach them the patterns, the more we teach them the ways in which the language works and repeats itself, like sit, bit, knit, and then so that's just deleting the first phoneme of a word, right? And it changes the whole word just by changing the first sound. Getting them to play with that and understand groups of words, groups of patterns. Decoding multisyllabic words with closed syllables, open syllables, vowel consonant E syllables, vowel teams, including digraphs and diphthongs. So like I said, the word, let me see, the word shut is a diphthong. It might be a digraph. Let me take a look really quickly. Let's very, very quickly refresh our memory. And so as you're going through, I don't know if you've watched any of the videos on YouTube, but as you're watching them, I want for you, let me do digraph. Let's just do digraphs blends. So here they are. Initial blend, and let's look for digraphs chart. See, it is a digraph. So shell, shower, the sh sound is a digraph. And I believe diphthongs might be with the vowel sounds, like the AE, AU type things. So cherry, chess, chalk, chick, chips, all of those, the ch sound. So that beginning sound is a digraph. And then if we want to take a look at some diphthongs. Now, Pinterest is your best friend, for finding examples and activities for ELAR 4 through 8 stuff. Just like amazing stuff in here. So yeah, this is the diphthongs, and it's with the vowel. So digraphs, consonants, diphthongs, vowel, where it's like the two different letters, right? Orthographic letters, representation of one individual, but together make a particular sound. So like straw, claw, law. And so once kids understand sounds and the groupings, they're able to sort of decode larger words because their brain has a map of playing with words that are similar and make similar sounds. And that's really what science of teaching reading is. And ELAR, you know, is the beginning, the foundation for it. You'll have the blend sounds here. Oh, hold on. So here are the consonant digraphs, and here are the vowel digraphs, and here are the vowel diphthongs. Digraphs, diphthongs. So we just looked at this little portion. So on your notes, I want for you to certainly, and it'll be in the second section, so certainly where it says digraph or diphthongs, if and when it does, that you know, write down examples of that so that you don't forget it. There's something that the brain does as far as solidifying knowledge when you add that tactile, not just the tactile. It's not enough for you just to write down what it says. You could copy word for word what it says, and your brain can do it mindlessly. What I need for you to do is utilize a metacognition skill where you think about your reading, and each grouping, each chunk, like this section here, you rephrase it in your own words. You paraphrase it and make it your own. It could be as short as 2 words. It could be, you know, a little restated in a sentence, but your brain makes it your own, and then you write it down. And it's like a marrying or a making of it your own. And it's easier to retrieve. So I want for you to go through your standards between now and next time that we meet. Tell me, is this your first or second time taking the exam?
Every first time.
Excellent. I love getting first timers. It's much better. Make sure that you do go to my YouTube channel. And I don't know if you've seen all of the videos, but I know that we do, let me see. I wonder where the one with the writing section is.
Ideas. Presents the information.
Have you seen the one with the writing section?
Word order, kind of.
I've seen the first and second video recently, and the other ones, the ones that says ELAR 4 through 8. I watched most of them.
But there was one specifically, and it was for writing. Why is it not here?
So I'd like to take you to.
Hold on. Well, this is mine, but it's not the writing part.
You know, to listen for entertainment and all of those different ways that you have to build those skills with them. Also their speaking skills. So we have so many class activities, instruction.
Okay, because I know I have one that's specifically on the reading portion. I just don't know why it's not there. I feel like this one's not in there either. So I certainly want for you to finish with the videos because we go over a lot of different areas, and I'm going to continue looking for the one because I know I have one, and we go over the written portion, and it's very important that you give them exactly you know, what it is that they're asking for, that they're looking for, and this is not it. I'll just have to look for it.
Now, how many speeches are they listening?
Is there a writing portion in the exam?
Yes, I believe they added a writing portion. Let me make sure that that in fact is correct. Okay, so let me go back because it's here. Yeah, so sample constructed response, and I do have a video constructed response. Here it is. There is a constructed response where we go over what it is that you have to write for it. You have to give them exactly what it is that they're looking for. Detailed instructional strategy, rationale for that strategy. And so you have to think of these things beforehand and think of particular things that we know students struggle with, that they're going to struggle with. And so next time we'll go over and we'll do a deep dive. We'll just read all this all together and we'll read it. Since I can't find the video, I'm going to need to instruct you before you take the exam. So when do you take the exam, by the way?
The 6th.
Okay, so we should have time, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. So next time, and you can, even if you want to, this will be even better and easier. You can take a look at it, work on it before without me. Don't look at the answers or the rationale. Send it to me and we'll go over it. You have to give them exactly what they want. Describe one strategy that you would use to help the student connect prior knowledge to real world experiences, to the new content and context in the excerpts provided. So real world or prior knowledge, make a connection to that. You have to include that in there. One area of academic need that you see that the student demonstrates related to language arts or reading skills or the learning objective. One developmentally appropriate instructional strategy. One strategy to support this academic need, that one area of need that you identified. And an explanation of why you would use this strategy. One developmentally appropriate method of assessing. How are you going to assess if this works? Like, how are you going to assess if your instructional strategy that you are using to support this student's need, how are you going to check to make sure that you're monitoring the student's progress towards that skill or learning objective? And then explain how you would use, you know, the information from the assessment to measure their progress and plan for future instruction. Those 5 pieces need to be there whenever you refer to, oh, the student needs help identifying, you know, diction words or tone. You have to show, you know, examples, or the student is misidentifying the audience in the writing activity. Then you need to give an example, a direct example from the text. So if you want 2 choices, you can either look this over, create a response yourself and send it to me. We'll go over it together, and then also look at the samples that they give us to sort of analyze from the state and how they rated them as such. And then talk about ways of making yours better. What do you think? Because
Okay,
I am
I
going to
like
have
that.
to go to my next session in right now.
Okay.
So we'll let me see. Let me get your full name to make sure I put you down for attendance. The name that they have in the system.
Orazal, I believe Hernandez.
Okay. It's a beautiful name, by the way. Hernandez. And I'm going to continue looking for that video and post it on there. See if I can find it, and that way you can watch that, and also, you know, come to the particular instruction of it, you know, going through the one that you do.
Okay. So I bought the Texas in ELA 4 through 8. Would that help me as well?
Yeah,
'Cause
certainly
I'm
going
noticing that
over
it's a little different.
that. What?
I'm noticing that it's a little different
What exam is
from
it
the
for though? Is it for the because remember the exam changed recently, so it's the 200 one that is the new one.
right. I have the 117.
Okay, that might be out of date. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But
it sounds like it.
even so, your best resources are always going to be from the test makers, so the Pearson study guides, your standards, and the TEKS, because that's all that Pearson gets. TA doesn't have like a textbook of things. Like, it's just the TEKS and our standards, and that's what they send to the test maker. I mean, I know that's what they send to the test maker because I've seen them do it. You know, they did it with the Science of Teaching Reading, and I saw the draft versions even before there was an exam. And so literally you can't go wrong by understanding your domains, making sure you understand all the ins and outs of your standards and the TEKS, which are all there in your domains.
Okay.
So when do you think you'll make your next appointment?
Anytime as soon as possible because I'm on break, so I don't go back to work till the 2nd.
Okay. Great, great, great. So I would say work on that written portion. The best way to prepare for that, for the written portion all the way around, is just to know a handful of different instructional strategies or activities that you would use to help common problems, you know, that ELAR teachers find. You know, if it's writing and short and choppy sentences, or if it's reading. And so you should have like a little list, and you can compile that list so easily utilizing Pinterest. So many great activities to help with all of the different you know, areas of support that students need.
So in the writing, am I able to mention that or no?
Oh, absolutely. Well, you wouldn't mention Pinterest specifically, but you would mention the strategy that you found on Pinterest, right? Like as though it
Oh,
were your own.
oh okay.
And I'll give you some ideas of like different things, different activities that I use for different common issues in ELAR.
Okay. Because right now I'm a para at a middle school, so I'm an avid para. So I'm shadowing the kids and I'm seeing what the middle school ELA teachers are doing in class, and everyone has their own different kinds of strategies to engage the students.
Right.
But when I'm trying to study, I'm noticing I have a lot of information for middle school, but the test is mostly about elementary.
Right.
So that's where I'm like, okay, what do elementary teachers do to teach them these elementary kids? So I have a 4 and 5 year old right now, and I'm noticing they're teaching them their numbers, their letters, their rhyming,
Right. Rhyme
sight
scheme.
words.
Exactly. All of that. That's
So
the way that kinder and pre-K starts. And that's fundamental. That's STR. And let me tell you, it's going to work because I have a 1st and 2nd grader, a 7 and an 8-year-old. So, and then I also have a 19-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 15-year-old. So, I've seen the difference. STR came out. I think they started working on it maybe in 2015, like drafting it. And then now it's a whole content area or added support. But I've seen how much easier it was for my 2 younger kids to start reading and get more access to language than the 3 older kids. Not saying it was like so terribly difficult, but just I'm seeing that they're getting more and more, but it's because they're focusing on the correct things now. And we just weren't before.
right. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I was little, I don't remember doing that.
We did not. The science of teaching reading is new. And you know, when they were inventing the content area, I went to professional development that TA sent, you know, EPPs and instructors and professors to. And one of the ladies who was an elementary teacher for like, I don't know, 40, 50 years. And now she teaches teachers and she's one of the researchers. And she said that once she learned and all these new things, that she was sort of like depressed because she felt like she had failed all these kids. She taught them like this hard way that didn't really, that made things more difficult for them.
Yeah.
That didn't map their brains in the way they didn't work with their brains. Now we're working with their brains. We know what works. And so that's where STR comes from. And we always did those things. Like obviously we taught patterns and speech sounds or whatever, but we didn't spend enough time there. Certainly not through third grade. And now there's that concentration on phonemic awareness, which is even sounds all the way through third grade. That is a super focal point. Morphology, getting them.
Knows many things.
Oh my goodness. My watch only ever talks to me if I'm giving a session and I'm not talking to it. It's so ridiculous. Useless thing that it is. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to let you go, but please join me again, and we'll go into deep detail with the written portion.
Okay, how do I reschedule? Do I go through the same website?
Yeah, the same Calendly link. That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful Christmas if I don't see you before.
Okay, you too. Happy holidays.
Yes, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.